Welcome. My name is Annika and this is Apollo, and thank you for being here with us today. I come here as a channel of spirit to channel through pure messages of love and light. I intend to open up my vessel to be a clear and pure channel for source spirit to move through and to work through, so that whatever messages or guidance or wisdom or whatever it is that needs to flow through can flow through, and it is for the highest and the greatest good of all. So whatever I speak, I never know where it's going or what's coming. And it's just my job to surrender and to trust and to see how things unfold. So if that feels like something that you are on board with, then come join me. I'm gonna pull a card to guide us, and this will be the general energy of this space. What is it that we are working with? What is it that we need to know? One question at a time. What is the general energy? What is it that we have right now? The current scope. I'm hearing purity. Okay. We got intention. What do you want and why? And my first thought was the way that its head is disintegrating and he holds the thread that I feel like is what creates. My first thought is he's going to use this thread or this cord, this glowing cord, to bind them. But I don't know why that necessarily would be the case. Unless it's to bring about some restraint or restriction. Let's go farther with that. Subtrick control. To control. So using the magical binding rope to control. And I feel like that's why they bow down. So that they might either be chosen or so that they aren't chosen. But it doesn't necessarily feel, it feels like this is willing, like they're doing this to give up their control. It feels like both of them are asking, they're saying, please, like, will you choose me? And for some reason, it feels like there's only one option because there's only one rope. And what I saw with the mind, with the pieces that are fragmenting off, it's to allow the mind to just float off into the ways that it needs to, as long as we stay rooted and grounded in the heart. And the hands are directly connected to the heart chakra. So and then I see the green of these two people in their coats. It means they're cloaked in this heart energy, but the most powerful one is coming from this person that's standing. So back to another thought was, they're holding this cord connected to their hands. So it's like they may tie someone up if that's part of their power. Tie them up with this cord because it feels like it is a healing cord. It feels like this cord is one, like it's glowing and it's magical. It feels like it's like it may bind them, but it may help them release. Like it may tie them up so that they can let go, if that makes any sense. Like bondage. Like it restricts and it confines and it holds one in place, but so that they can then surrender to the moment. And then the thing with the audience here, it feels like they want to be chosen to put on this show while everyone else around looks at them. Why is it that they may want this? Oh my gosh, okay. I see this card. There's a fetus in a cup, and the word is abstraction. And that looks like a book. So there's a book and some coins and emeralds feel like the heart. They feel like the heart space. So what I'm getting from this is the space of creation. So the book represents wisdom, and the coins are the earthly realm and the things that we adorn ourselves with. But what's in the cup, the water, is creation, which is life, which is a child, which is just everything and anything that we create. What I'm also seeing from this is like the Magician card. So what was my last question with this? Oh, it was, what is it that they are like doing? Why is it that they have people watching? Why are they on stage? Why is it that they want to be chosen? Because they want to be the one to create and to birth this life, this new life from the heart space. But it feels like this is something that adorns them. It feels like a chain, like you see this chain, like it's a constricting force, versus this one feels like a liberating force. The pink band is something that will heal them, rather than this one to be seen, to be recognized as the one that got the recognition. They are the ones in the spotlight because they have these beautiful gems and these necklaces and these earrings. That feels like the chain. That feels like something that will confine them, when this is the true goal, is to have this connection. And I'm looking at the umbilical cord, and it's just like going off into the fluid in the water that's in this cup, which I feel like is consciousness. I always feel like water is just consciousness. So it's connected to like the one source, the one true source of all that is. So this force is here to liberate and to set free with this pink healing cord through the dissolution of the mind, grounding the energy of healing into the earth with their hands on the earth there. They're working together, it feels like, to bring this power down. And maybe they are illuminated to show it's all possible, to show what is capable to the audience, to say you can do it too, we all can. And maybe it's not necessarily a choice. Maybe it's just a power of working together. Maybe that's what the whole thing is. To bring about new life. It doesn't take one person. It takes everybody together. And I'm curious about why I at first thought there was a divide between the two. Why is it that there was the idea that it was a competition? Control, that was one of the first things that I said, because then one can control their opponent, so to speak, or try to control the outcome. And why? That's what I'm seeing at the bottom here. Why is it that they'd want to control when the whole part of the healing is the submission in being tied up with this rope or this cord that's not there to constrict? It is there to constrict, but it's there to help them release. So why try to control when the power is in submitting or surrendering? Okay, what more do we need to say? I'm seeing this, which is the cat coming out of his little hiding box. So I think that's the message too, is to come out of hiding. Every message on here is for whoever's watching it, but it's also for me, because I am you and we are one. And I truly believe that the energies that we tune into, we have choice in if we wish for them to be for us. And also, I feel like we find the things that we do because in some way or another they are for us, because we are all so deeply connected, way beyond what our conditioning has taught us that we are. For we all share this same soup pot that we live in, this subconscious space, and that's where we are operated from most of the time. That is that 90% of the brain that's not used, so to speak, but it is used all the time. It's just not in our conscious 10% awareness. And that 90% is everything that we all share as one. So when we tune into these messages, when we share these messages, when we click on these videos, it's saying some part of the subconscious wants the truth to come out in the way through another voice, which is another reflection of you. But because we are all one, so it's from another person, from another vessel, but it's truth that you already know within you, because you have all this wisdom, you have all this knowledge, and you have all of these words and whatever it is that comes forth, the intuition, the messages, the creative flow, the creation. You have all of it in you. We have all of it in you, in us. Yeah, so I guess that's my way of saying, if you clicked on this video, it's meant for you. This card was directly underneath the abstraction card that we just had, longing. And so what I'm seeing it in this is the way that the path to the key is totally destroyed, similarly to the way the mind here is destroyed. So one thought that I have with this, in order to get to the key, and then underneath this card was the perspective card. So to look out from underneath the masks that we wear, because that's where the true golden essence of life is. Anyway, my thought was to get to the key, but then, because that feels like the direct path that they're trying to go, but why is it that they need a key? They're sleeping in a tent. There's no need for a key for a tent. You know, it's like, oh, dang, we weren't able to get up there because the path has been destroyed. But the thing is, they don't need it. They never were supposed to go there in the first place. It's an option. And I mean, it's not anymore, because there's no way to cross it unless you freaking hop along these different floating pieces to grab the key. And maybe it would be something for later in your journey. But the thing is, they don't seem to need it. And that is just from my outside perspective, rather than being in that situation itself. But it doesn't feel like it's something that is necessary for their current situation. They have all that they need. They have the warmth of the fire. They have their supplies. They have each other. Oh my gosh. I look really, really closely. Oh my gosh, it's so faint, but I can see it. She is holding a key in her hand, and along the line of the tent, there are keys dangling. Really, really subtly. You can see them right there, those little things. And in her hand, she also holds one. I hope it focuses. It's okay. So the thing is, they have all these keys already. Maybe they want this one because it's golden and because it's bright. But the thing is, I think what this is saying is, why do you need something else when you already have all that you need and more? Why are you going along this path that is already destroyed to get something that looks bright and shiny when you have everything right in front of you? What is it that you may be longing for to, what does that say? Absence. I thought it said ascend. To ascend, that's the, you know, the goal, the longing, the true desire. But why would we, I've been thinking about this a bit recently. We chose to be here. We chose to be in bodies. We chose to be incarnated in our vessels in our unique ways. Why is it that, I mean, to ascend means to like win the game, so to speak, but haven't we already won the game in having the conscious awareness that we do, and just we chose to be here and living the life that we chose to be here in? I feel like that's the true win, is to feel that love and that expanse and that joy and that happiness while in the 3D. It's like the God source comes through in the form of man. That is why we chose to be here, so that we can open up and surrender and flow to the power of source, of God, of the creator, of the goddess, of all the energies, everything that is created, everything that created everything, to experience in the form of man or woman or being or just human, in the human vessel. So to wish to ascend out of this plane is a worthy goal, yet why wish for that when we've just begun to live, to really live in this 3-dimensional reality? As we open up to our capacity and our abilities to have whatever it is that our hearts desire, why wish to leave that quite yet? Yes, I know that everybody has their things going on, and there's struggles and there's problems, so to speak. There's situations, there's challenges, but those are just opportunities for us to find greater joy in our life. They present themselves as blocks. They present themselves as this shattering of the path to what we thought we wanted, so that we can realize we already have everything that we desire right here. It's to refocus and reshift the perspective within us, so that what we call forth, what we actually are manifesting, what we actually are creating, is something that will nurture and care for us long term, that will really fuel us and help us to prosper and to grow and to live the most beautiful and abundant and vivacious lives while in our human vessels, so we can awaken and be this true God source self while in human bodies. That is the gift. That is the purity. To clear away everything that blocks us from expressing our true self in the uniqueness of our being. Throat chakra clearing. Whoa. Okay. Now we're rolling. I feel like this represents the desires of the old ways, the old paradigm, the chains of being in these dynamics. I'm thinking relationship dynamics that block and constrict and hold people in, the desires that were built, the desires that were like built into our systems based on the cultures that we've grown up in. And the thing is, everybody has different cultures that they were born into and that they sprung forth from. But the thing is, it's deeply embedded in so many of us. It's in that conscious soup pot that we all exist within, these ideas and these thoughts, that we have to be in these dynamics that confine and constrict us, to show each other off, to be like, oh, look at what I have, look at who I got, look at, I am perfect and beautiful, and I have so much to show based on what I look like and how I show up in this relationship or in this dynamic or whatever it is for you. But the thing is, that is a confining force Why not? Okay, it's confining. And then at the same time, I'm like, okay, there's nothing wrong with wishing to adorn oneself and to see the beauty. I feel like it's to take these emeralds, because they are so bright and they're so heart-centered and they're so connected, and to like love them, and to use that adornment as a way to show off the beauty of who we truly are, while not being confined and totally constricted by the appearance of it, not allowing the chains to lock us into place. So using these emeralds as ways to show our beauty and to share it with the world, to be like, I know myself and I love myself so deeply that I wish to adorn myself and to wear these beautiful things that make me feel alive, and they make me feel heart-centered, and they make me feel beautiful, but to not be controlled or confined by them, or by the ideas that if we are to dress or to act or to adorn ourselves, that we are then falling into a system, that we are then chained to some other, that we are then falling into gender roles or into anything that wishes, or that its roots are within the patriarchal system of the toxic masculine. I feel like everyone deserves to adorn themselves and to wear what makes them feel beautiful and strong and powerful and delicious. And I feel like the way that we break these chains, I mean, obviously you wouldn't want to break your chain if you're wearing a necklace, because you want to keep that intact, but it's breaking the ideas that are surrounding the chains. It's breaking the ideas that are saying, if I am to wear this, if I am to go out, if I am to do whatever it is, that then I am controlled, and then I am falling into this system of something that is not resonant for me. It's saying instead of that, I am actively choosing to take the things that once bound me, that once kept me so constricted and confined. I'm going to take those and use them as my liberating force, as the thing that then helps me birth my true essence outwardly to the world by showing it who I am. It's taking these things that once kept us so locked in and locked down and confined, and using them as the fuel that awakens and brings forth the power and the essence and the true divinity of who we are, because we chose who we are. We chose our unique selves. We chose every single part of our lives and also of the blueprint of who we are. And the thing is, it's freaking time to share yourself with the world. It's time to show, no matter how weird or how whatever it is that those thoughts try to control and confine you. It's time to let those go, to use them as the thing that rips from you the mask, so that that light underneath can just glow and shine and see all this beauty around. I think we got this key, The thing is, the path was not linear, but we learned how to fucking float. We learned how to levitate to that key. Okay, we got it. You don't need any structure. That's the thing. That's the blowing apart of the mind. It's saying that at first I was like, oh, you can't even get up there because there's no logical way. But the thing is, the way that we get to the places that we wish to go is through going around the logic. That is the intuition. That is the pure source. Yes, we do need the balance of the logic to keep us grounded in this reality. But to find our way to these unique things that in one way we may not have thought there's any option or way of getting there, we let the mind dissolve. We let it go off into whatever ways it just, what's the word? It just settles. It just settles and the heart takes control, and we use our mind as a tool, as the tool that listens and follows the guidance of the heart rather than the operating force. The mind becomes a great servant and comrade to the heart, for the heart is where our true selves are. The heart is who we are. The heart is where our blueprint and our entire being exists. The heart is the true operating space of our divinity, of our destiny, of our purpose, of how we relate to one another, of how we may connect with one another. The heart, that's it. What happened to the heart? Let's find out. What else is it that we need to know? I feel like that's it. I feel like that's it. It's just the heart. It's always going to come back to the heart. And how can we resist the heart when that is like everything? That holds all the answers that we need. Yes, we can rise the energy up and retrieve that higher wisdom from these beings that are outside of ourselves. But the thing is, the heart is where the seat of the soul is. This is how we communicate. This is where, this is how. This is where everything, this is what allows the energy to move up and out so we may connect and receive all the answers from the universe. But it's from the heart. The heart has everything. It's everything. 2727. Guess what? That's my North Node number. 2727. So, this is it. This is the path. This is what we're supposed to be doing. So, thank you for being here with me. May you feel confident and strong in your ability to share your heart with the world, to let yourself be seen. Now I see 456 on the little box there. 456. Moving away from chaos, moving into just allowing yourself to be exactly as you are, awake and alive, but having fun as a unique being. Yeah. Maybe the creation that we were all after, that baby, is us. It's liberating that version of us. Now that we have all the things around, the money, maybe if you don't have money, you've got something. You've got some resources, some things that hold you in place. You've got wisdom. You've definitely got wisdom. You've got money too. Or maybe not money, you've got resources. You're infinite. Don't ever forget it. You have everything. You are everything. And the heart, the beauty, and the appearance. But having all these things, having the resources or the knowledge, the wisdom, because you have the wisdom. Having the container that holds the consciousness, that is our vessels. That's what allows us to create ourselves, but from the absolute purity of who we are, which is who we came into this world as, from this space. We were born perfect. We still are perfect, for that is who we are. Was it insensitive to say that you have money? No, you have money. Sorry, it's abundance. We are all abundant. Working on it. Well, what do we even have to work on other than just saying I'm abundant? Okay, there's more to it than that. We have to reprogram and pull out the things that block the abundance, that block the flow of abundance. But the truth of the matter is that we are abundance. We are, and we can have abundance in any way, abundance of trust, abundance of money, or abundance of lack. But the thing is, we just pull out all the conditioning, the things that block and confine and like lock our systems up into these ways that aren't true to us, that aren't true to the core. Because the thing is, this child, this energy, this baby knows that they are pure divinity. They know that they are all of this. They have all of this, and they can have as much as they want because that is who they truly are. So, as in saying, you are abundance, it's truth. And it's just remembering, and it's just allowing that flow to open up again. You've got it. We're all in it together, baby. What else? Purity. That was the word that we started with, right? Goddamn. And it's at the core. That's at the core of who we are, is pure. Is pure. This photo looks kind of eerie. But I feel like it's, so she took off this mask and there's all these people behind wearing their masks going into this church. Or they're just going into this structure. She took off the mask. That's where the purity resides, when we remove the masks. And we just are as we are. What does it say? Responsibility rests within yourself. Yeah, and it's our responsibility to take off the masks, and show our souls. Share our souls. It's our responsibility. No one else is going to do it for us. If we want to live free, if we want to call in that abundance, we got to live from who we are. That's the only way, because it's the most fun way. And when things are fun, they happen easily. Our hearts are open. And when our hearts are open, things just happen. Things just fall into place. We got the structures that we need in hand. We've got the forms. Not forms as in like paperwork, but like we've got things in human form, tangible form. Even see, look at his head is exploding out too, because he's letting go of this suit that he is. He's awakening up, Jesus Christ, waking up to the magic that's within him. And that's what brings the beauty into form. I mean, truthfully, I don't want to build more skyscrapers. But that's the thing, is we all have choice. And I feel like it's coming from this glowing yellow hue in his hands. So it feels pure. I mean, I do feel like that's something we have to use our discernment in. But we have this power to dissolve the mind, to allow this structured version of who we were supposed to be based on the conditioning, those chains at the bottom, the chains. We release that conditioning, for skyscrapers. Anyway, and we align with the truth of who we are, who we came into this world as, from the heart space. We call into that abundance. We call in that abundance, which is who we are. It's natural. It just flows. And that is how we build whatever it is that we wish to build. Truthfully, I'm going to block that out because I don't want to build more skyscrapers. I think we got other things that we can build, like prairies and forests. Well, we work with the earth to build those, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Anyway. Yeah. Well, I think that's all. I think there's one more thing. Sometimes I just take a book and I say, show me what it is that I need to see. And I see a blank page. So the thing is, we have the power to write our own stories. We have this power to write our own scripts. And we just start from this place and we move outward. And that is how we build whatever it is that we wish to build. That feels like us. That feels like who we are. One more card. Projection. Ooh, okay. It's coming from that place of the infinite that was once locked, jumping into the fires. Okay, she was once locked into this place with all these rocks around, totally just locked into place. She rose up from that. The infinity is what's behind her, the cosmos. She pulls herself up and out, jumps straight into the fires. To what? What does she do in those fires? Okay, I got the disorder card. But what I see in it is the flower and the face that was in the projection card. Oh my gosh, it's all coming full circle. Okay, so before I said let's take off those masks so that we can see what's underneath. You know, you see the mask and the light that's underneath. Take off that mask like she did with the purity card. This is all a story. And then comes forth, after running into the fire, after pulling oneself up out of those confining, constricting, limiting forms, pulling oneself up out of those rigid structures, then the light is revealed in the flower, in this flower that was once stuck in place with the mask. It's now revealed in this. And the thing is, it's bright and it's expansive, but it's causing disorder underneath. It's causing disorder in the lower realms because it's not, when it was built like this, you see all that darkness around. It was locked. It was locked into place. The light was not able to shine as brightly as it is now in this space. And that's what's causing the disorder, because the masks were released, were taken off. And I believe we need disorder in many ways because chaos is what brings creation. Chaos, isn't that how the universe formed? Was from this randomness? I don't know. I'm going to look more into that, feel more into that. I think our feelings are the best way to determine the truth of what we believe is what we feel. Yeah. But I do believe that there is that chaos that comes, that disorder that comes when truth is revealed, when things are, the thing is, okay, yeah, when masks come off, when the truth comes out, it causes this break apart and this separation. But the thing is, it does not look like this flower is going anywhere. It feels like the flower grows brighter. It's like this is what births something new. I have a feeling it's like jumping into the fire is like jumping into the light. She's jumping into the light, which is creating this awakening of the flower, and the rose is the heart in the heart center, which then kind of makes me feel like it comes back full circle to this space of the child again, of creation. But I feel like I want one more card. Oh my gosh, it's coming back again. All of it's so full circle. Okay, then I got the power card, which you see his tie there, which is the red, and it's wrapped around their necks. And it is that, like, does he have it in his hand? Yeah, he's holding it and he's kind of strangling them with this red tie that's around his neck. And that also made me think of this cord that they are holding in their hands. And similarly, both of their heads are kind of exploding. So what does that mean? At first, I was like, okay, one needs to submit to the bondage to release, because that is where the healing is. Yet in this one, it feels like it's more of a negative thing. And it's, why is it for a performance? Why is it something that needs to be seen by all others? At first I said it was so that they could learn, so that they could know how to do it themselves. But I feel like it should not be from this place of totally bringing oneself down to say that this being is more powerful than the others. Yes, I also said that the hands ground, and that is important, and maybe that is what is being done in their green jackets for their heart centers. I feel like I need more clarity. It's like the power got to the head and it blew it open, and in the back you see the skyscrapers like the form that I once talked about. And it's like the tie around his neck, his voice is what then lifted these people up or killed them. And I think that's it. It's, what do we use our power for? Are we using it to liberate people? Are we using the ropes as healing? Or are we using them as confining things that kill others or that hurt others? Are we using our words and our power for the highest and the greatest good of all, to help others rise up? Or is it just for personal power? Is it for personal gain? I see this person's foot that's still on the ground. And it feels like that is one that they are lifting up in some way. Yet how could one lift one up and kill another? What do we need to know about that? Solitude. And then we get the heart center. So, what did I ask? How could one kill one and help up another? It's going back to the earth, going back to this space that at once felt confining. She jumped out and into the fire. But here she is again. Here she is grounded into the earth. The roots of the trees are what nurture the heart. Just being in that space is what brings her back to that heart space. Go outside, be in nature. And then the awakened flower from before is brought forth again. But it's brought forth awake and alive and strong. Unlike the disorder card, where it's still bright, but now it's truly rooted. It's truly deeply rooted. And it feels as though the chaos leaving this place brought this chaos of jumping into the flame, which took the masks off, which brought the disorder, which allowed this space for questioning. Is our power, are our voices, are those of others around us being used for good, or are they being used for evil? Are they being used to help, to liberate, to uplift people? Are they being used to help us find unique ways to the key, find unique paths? Or are they killing us? Are they destroying us? Are they bringing us down? What is it that our words are using? And I feel like the way to get there is through solitude, through going back to the earth, grounding in, connecting to the heart, allowing the earth to nurture us, to allow her to feed us and to fuel us and to take our burdens from us with ease. From there, the heart then feels like the seed that grows this new plant, this creature that's alive, but is so full of light. Totally grounded, rounded, rooted deep into the earth. At first I said, well, not at first, but a bit in there, I said, chaos is necessary for creation. Destruction is necessary. Chaos is necessary. I feel like that may not be the case. I believe that it can, and it definitely does sometimes, bring a new way about. To have this pulling apart and this destructive energy that awakens and takes the masks off, I do feel like that is necessary sometimes, so that things may be revealed. Like the power in the back, or the light that's coming from this power structure, this freaking phallic skyscraper, is also the same that's coming from this being's head that totally made them lose their mind in a way, and it allowed their voice and that rope that once was used to liberate to then control and destroy. I feel like we've kind of come full circle. There's many more doors that we can look through if we wish. They're just lined up in the universe and the cosmos. We've got everything we may need. But I think starting with this place, which card is it? Starting here, ending here. Starting here, ending here. Or actually maybe ending here. Where? Back into the infinity of everything. It's like, oh my gosh. Okay, another full circle moment. So, allowing the mind to dissolve, allowing the mind to become a humble servant to the heart. Yes, they are still grounding, though they may need their hands. They're still staying grounded. Dissolving of the mind allows the whole story to play out, allows all the cards to fall, allows the abstraction and the different perspectives and the disorder and the power and solitude and projections and mystery and forms and formless and longing and purity. All of it, the whole story, everything, all the cards that we went through. It allows this dissolution of the mind to then turn into this, which is in the space where the mind would typically be. And it's the heart, because the heart is the rose and it's from love. And now this creature is grounded through the earth, through literally just the roots of the earth. No need to put their hands down and bow their heads, for they are this purity and this light. The earth moves through them, for they are the earth. The mind is now the heart. The mind is the light that operates the being. that runs the show. The mind is the heart. The mind becomes the heart. So maybe there is power in surrendering. There's always power in surrendering. Surrendering when we are safe to do so. Surrendering to the higher power of Source. Surrendering to our higher selves, to the truth within us. Maybe allowing others to see the show. Hands on the ground, grounded, rooted, allowing the healing rope of bondage, if that's how you choose to look at it, to then free us. What I see in this one, this rope isn't glowing. This one's connected to their throat rather than to their hands. The hands are what create the beauty. So does the throat, through trusting the wisdom of the mind when it's in this space, when the mind is the heart, when the mind is the heart, yeah. Yeah, I guess it's time to ground and center and go outside and allow things to kind of fall apart, to be put back together in ways that we can then build with, so that we can create lives and societies and civilizations and ways of living and being that are true, that are resonant to our hearts, that are grounded and rooted, and that work with Gaia, the earth, our mother, in ways that we are working in complete harmony, where we become the beings that hold that frequency. We become the earthen beings. We live in that space, that 3D reality, but it's one that's so true. It's so transcendent to be in a physical vessel while here, while with this consciousness that we have. That is the true gift. We need not ascend quite yet, for we are here to ground the frequencies, these high frequencies of literal pure light from our hearts into the earth. And remember, everything that we may be longing for, we already have all around us. I love you. Express yourself. Be who you are. Allow your true self to burst forth and burst through. This was a bit of a long one, but I hope that if anyone watches this, even if it's just me watching it back, I hope and I pray that it brings you guidance and some truth and some liberation in what is to come. Whatever is to transgress or birth itself in this world as truths are revealed. As we take off these masks and let our light shine, allowing the systems that need to fall, trusting that a new order and a new way is being born, trusting in the earth to be the ones to fuel us, to feed our bodies and our vessels, connected and true. Maybe disorder does bring order when it allows a greater light to shine through. It feels like the whole matrix, the whole system of our reality is being ripped apart of what we once knew. And I feel like it's coming through people like you and me. It's coming through people like us as we choose and we consciously make the decisions to awaken and to reveal ourselves, our true selves, and who we came into this world to be, and we shine our light. As we do that, the whole system itself no longer can stay in place because it was built on power structures that weren't sustainable, that were evil, that were killing people, that weren't uplifting. They were just controlling from that toxic masculine, because the phallic symbol. And it's not to say that we need no masculine. We need the masculine. That's the action taker for us. And we all have these parts of ourselves, but sometimes it's okay for things to fall. Like with anything, like with winter or autumn. Things need to die in order for there to be new birth, in order for things to come forth and come through. We need decay. We need to allow systems to fall apart. And we need to trust that the earth is here to hold us, that we can heal any and all of our projections, everything from that subconscious space, everything that we all share, that 90%, we can heal that. We can heal these projections, but I said protections. It provides us protection to liberate, to see ourselves true as we are, to know that what exists in another simultaneously exists in us. And in that, we have choice in what we do with that energy. And obviously, the best thing that feels the best, in my opinion, is to follow the heart, because that's what really liberates us. That's what sets us free. And the earth is here to hold us, because the earth is the heart, the freaking heart of our solar system. The earth is here, and the earth is our mother and will nurture us no matter what. Even as our bodies decay, she will use us as these great resources, these great nutrients that then feed back the whole system of all that's to come. We use our bodies as our vessels for our time here, and then they become compost. And they become the fertile ground upon which new life is then born, is then created. I feel like that might be all. I'm gonna cut this deck. Cats. Meow. King of Pentacles and the High Priestess. This one says, it's tuna time. Tuna time. He's so cute. So, using our intuition, our magic, our true magic, and holding that frequency of grounded abundance, because that's who we are. Yay! That's who we are, baby. Enjoying, delighting in our senses, experiencing the beauty of the life that we live. That is our divine right. That is our divine duty. That is everything, because what else do we do? And other than, what else are we here to do if not to delight in the life that we chose, that we decided to live, that we decided to incarnate into? Why not? Yeah, but also back to this one thing. We heal our projections in solitude, I believe. I believe that's the easiest and the best way. Otherwise, if we go out in the world and we try to heal them, we're just triggering each other. Well, we can do it by ourselves. And then we go out in the world and we just, and we lift others up. And we just keep going from there, and we just allow the plan to unfold as we take off the masks and we live as our light. Spirit, is there anything else that we should say? I love you. I love you. I love you so much. I love you. Good luck. Good luck. And you've got it. and you're never alone in it, and we're all in it together. And don't you ever forget how beautiful and magical and wonderful you are, and go shine your light. Dress how you want to dress, live how you want to live, speak your damn truth, and have it be truth that uplifts people. Have it be truth that shares your inner worlds, and simultaneously truth that sets others free, sets yourself free. I love you. I wish you all the best, and see you next time.